This is it. This is virtual motorsport. This is Avid Sports 1. Welcome live to Silverstone for full coverage of the PrestoGP Round 3, the British Grand Prix. This is the home of British motorsport. This is where it all began, and this is where we are today. Live on Avid Sports 1 on the Virtual Racecentre, exclusive and live. And don't forget to use the hashtag AvidSportsPGP for more. Here are the driver standings after 3 races. David Turnbull remains strong on top after his emphatic win, I believe, back in Hungary. Never seen it. Artem Azerbaijan in second. Tim McIver in third. April Dillon, Matavoy and Vanessa round out the top 6. Nicholas Rouge, of course, rounding out the top 10. And this is what the scenes are like in Silverstone at the moment. They are just getting ready for their... They are coming to the end of their practice sessions, and I should know this time. I must not get too excited when it comes to practice race starts, because you remember back in Austria, I thought the practice starts were actually the real starts, and I overhyped too quickly, and as a result, got in too tired for the race itself. So I need to calm myself down for a bit. We will be good off there for the starts anyway. So the practice starts anyway. So that will be making sure that won't happen again. So this was coming like in practice at the moment. So we got Varela Vanessa, who's currently in the top 6, getting his laps in the Minardi driven by Gianni Morbidelli back in 1991. This circuit over the years has changed, I believe, 6+ times. The recent change was back in 2010 and 2011. 2010 in terms of the track layout, 2011 in terms of changing the pit lane starting. As you can see there, the old pit lane start used to be here, between Whitacote and Cops, before moving between Club and Abbey. So that is, yeah, it has changed over the years. This driver now, who's I believe is, I'm just trying to figure out who his name is. It's Svensson, just going down the hangar straight into Stowe. Driver Ligier of Eric Comas behind the McLaren. I'm not sure who that was. We will try and get it now. It's Sean Greenlaw, the Scotsman in the McLaren driven by Ayrton Senna in what was to be his final World Championship winning car. And what a beauty it is. And there we have the Williams of, I believe that is David Turnbull, who reigned in the last couple of Grand Prix and still reigns supreme today. The Scotsman pretty much on form at this moment in time. Can anyone overthrow him off his throne? He is on his own Grand Prix, British speaking. He is Scotsman, and this is England, but as the British Grand Prix, as far as concerned, this is his own Grand Prix closest. So will anyone throw him off his throne? But we'll find out soon, because this is the British Grand Prix, and it's live. So as you can see there, they are still in the middle of practice. So right there we have got April Dillon, currently 11th in practice. We are going to get to qualifying in about 8 minutes. So we're just waiting for them to come in. So yeah, like I said, if you want to get yourself involved, make sure to use the hashtag AvidSportsP3P and the other hashtags that we included in the live stream here on AvidSports 1, which is AvidSports Live and PrestoGP Live, to make sure you get yourself a little bit more extra involvement. Follow us on both Facebook and on Twitter. On Facebook it is of course Avid Sports, and then on Twitter it's Avid Sports Live. And we got one of the guys out here on the broadcast saying, "Can someone send me the password for the server? I'm supposed to be racing." Well, the thing is, we don't give passwords out on broadcast, so for security reasons, of course. So unfortunately, it's going to be like at this moment in time. Unfortunately. I do apologise for it, but it is for safety reasons. Everyone is driving around Silverstone like it is on Sunday. Well, it's not on Sunday really, and I don't know what I'm like, but still, it is pretty much a good day. Just waiting for practice, like I said, to end. So as it stands, David Turnbull still reigns supreme in the standings, and he still remains supreme in practice. Will he repeat this in qualifying? He'll never know. Sean Greenlaw, of course, his closest opponent in practice, but his closest opponent in terms of the championship, Artem Azerbaijan, not really doing as well as he would have expected. Currently in 9th place, only after 16 laps. So you could expect that Azerbaijan can actually just make sure that this thing won't go towards plan.
£30 for a ticket to see a game in the Premier League. The clubs have voted unanimously on the decision. The £30 cap will stay in place for the next 3 seasons.
It's definitely a cause for celebration. This is going to save a lot of football fans a lot of money, and for many away fans it will make the difference between when they decide.
Doesn't seem to be anything else happening in practice at the moment. Only a minute and a half away from qualifying. There doesn't seem to be anything else happening in the chat. I'm going to see now. No one else seems to be challenging David Turnbull for the top spot in practice. Not much at stake here, but I'll tell you now, it's going to be much more at stake than it is. Is the same guy, Concesto, just a message saying that someone could at least notify David. Well, as far as we're concerned, David's a little bit busy right now, and I think we're going to be busy now because we are only about 30 seconds away until we get into qualifying. Okay, we are getting ready to get into qualifying. And it looks like to be less members than it was last time out, because I remember we had 20 or 19 people in the races in Austria, and I think there was a bit more in Hungary. We have no idea, but it is 14 people here in Silverstone. So if the knockout qualifying is going to take place, it's most likely going to be 7 people in the knockout stage. So here's the man who's going to try and set that pace today, David Turnbull. And qualifying has got underway. The man who in front of him is, I'm just trying to get it, Tim McIver. Will McIver become a hindrance or try and get help to Turnbull's advantage. Right now he's becoming a little bit of a hindrance. McIver is swiftly moved out of the way for the Scots. Going into the loop now. Going down the Wellington Street, which has been used here on the circuit since 2010, of course. Before going on to the old circuit, where we have Brooklands, Luffield, Woodcote. And before that was Farm and Priory. I believe that was still Priory or Brooklands. I have no idea. We're into Woodcote Corner, into Woodcote itself. Going down the old pit straight into Copse, which has not been modified since I believe 2000 or 1997, around about that time, into the Maggots, Beckett and Chapel complex. Maggots first, then Beckett's, then into Chapel right here. Before going down the Hangar Straight, the largest. This is one of the largest straights on the circuit, so no need to worry about that. Into Stone Corner for heading down into Vale in a really tight left hand corner, which leads you into Club. And the first qualifying lap is to be taking place. Just over 8 minutes left in the session, and I believe David Turnbull is going to be the pace setter, if not mostly. And make sure that he's catching for as much as he can. Dave Turnbull going across the line now. He's got someone in front. Hopefully that won't be a hindrance, because here comes his time, which is a 1 minute 35.643. That is a good time. Kaiser just under a second slower. 136.285. So far, 5 people have already just put in their laps. More to come. figure out who's going to beat their time. Doesn't look like to be in a moment. Only 2 minutes, less around 2 minutes left. David Turnbull still remains the supreme man on top. Like I said, I don't think anyone's going to throw him at this moment in time. So we're into the final minute or so now. And who's that? That's not to the corner. Let's see what happened here. Actually, no, we can't at the moment. Actually, we'll do the replays during the race, but right now, this is qualifying. Accidents do happen. Let's just continue on a bit. Only about a couple of seconds left. David Turnbull's not going to go out for another lap. He's pretty much safe, so is Peter Decker, but Sean Greenall's still out there. He could get an absolutely banging lap if he could. Time is up in qualifying. Can he get that can he get that brilliant lap in? Sean Greenall, Tim McIver and Artem Azerbaijani is currently the main threats at the moment. But is Sean Greenlaw going to put in an extra brilliant lap, or is that basically qualifying up for him? Let's see where he goes. Does he go into the pit lane? No, he doesn't. He's on his lap. Can Sean Greenlaw spoil David Turnbull's party? Can he knock Peter Decker off the front row? This is it. Sean Greenlaw. No, he doesn't. Wait a minute, he does. That was a miscalculation. He's on pole position. Is David Turnbull. Sean Greenlaw joins alongside him on the front row. So this is what the grid looks like. David Turnbull in first, Sean Greenlaw second, Peter Decker third, Matt Sentel fourth, McIver fifth, Azerbaijan sixth, Floyd seventh, Rouge eighth, O'Connor ninth, Dylan 10th, Connor Sesto, who's just made it 11th, Mark Breslin 12th, Vanessa in 13th, and Sten Svensson in 14th. We'll be back when it's time for the race. Don't go anywhere. Okay, after a couple of practice starts where everything has gone topsy-turvy, we are ready to get ready for the race. Everyone has just completed 3 minutes of warm-up after those practice starts to make sure they get the right settings in. And yeah, let's just get into the gist of things. This is the British Grand Prix of PrestoGP live. It's going to be, looks like it's going to be a standing start. We're just waiting for everyone to possibly get on the grid. And yeah, it looks like to be a problem with the grid, so is it going to be restarted or? Because David Turnbull was on pole, but it's been changed for some reason, so it's good. Yeah, it's going to be restarted.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Okay, I believe we are ready now. Just waiting for everyone to try and get on the grid as much as they can. Cool cars already on the grid. April Dillon, Colin Sesto, and Sten Svensson. Everyone else is just checking through the last couple of setups. Tim McIver has just joined on. Everyone else is now on the grid to see wait for Peter Decker and Mark Breslin to come on. 5 seconds till the race begins. Mark Breslin is on the grid. This is it. British Grand Prix! And we're off! Everyone gets an equally good start. David Turnbull retains his lead going into the Abbey corner. Any mock-ups at the very beginning of the race? Doesn't look like to be. Everyone's got a clean start. Going into the loop section. The minimum contact, but no incidents right now at the moment. There's plenty be jostling the position into there. And oh wait a minute, there's going to be a little bit of contact at the back. What's happened there? No problem at the back. Let's see what's happened. Let's see what happened here then. We're just trying to find out. Let's see what happened here. Just basically went wide and crashed into the barrier. Looks like he needs to repair. That is a terrible start for Martin O'Connor. And oh, what's that is to be happening here? Another replay once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is him on board, and yeah, he just basically lost control of the car in the Magnuson Beckes complex. So this is David Turnbull. He's leading into the first lap of the Grand Prix. 17 minutes as always, as it is back in Austria, and of course Hungary. Artur Mazurjan, the main contender in this title race. Second with Matt Santel, Tim Makayev, Sean Greenlaw, and Nicholas Roos just behind him. April Dillon reigns in 7th, Mark President 8th, Conor Sesto 9th, and Martin Floyd in 10th place. But now we seem to be looking at Matt Santel in the Leighton House Aylmore for the March, as it was normally called. Dave Turnbull has been... oh, what happened there? It's Conor Sesto. Has he gone off? It looks like he has gone off, but let's see what really happened here. Here's Conor Sesto on board. Yeah, just gone wide the cops. And that's basically his race ruined. He's still remaining in the race, but yeah, that's basically his race ruined. And oh no, that's Peter Decker. Another replay, ladies and gentlemen. He's just coming out of the pits. Trying to do at this point, and oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's have a look at this from a different angle. He was trying to repair his car, but the wing did not go on the back of him. He didn't know it was a change, or did he? We'll never know. But no, he was speeding without him noticing. That may indicate that he did not notice. And yeah, he definitely lost all grip in the back, causing him to lose his car, and off he goes. Deary me. And now he could become a hindrance to other drivers. But right now he's completely safe. And yeah, Sean Greenlaw is out of the race. Let's see what happened with him. Another replay, ladies and gentlemen. And that seems to be happening straight away. But we are going to get... we are going to find out what happened to him now. Oh, let's go on board with him. He's got super speed, man. No! Oh, good God Almighty! Good God Almighty! That man has a family. So does this man, but he's not making any progress. Artur Mazurjan trying to keep up with David Turnbull, but right now David Turnbull is really pushing away from the Russian. I believe he's Russian. Am I right in saying that? I think it might be. Right now it's only 13 people left in this race, including Peter Decker, who's still out with that. With that back wing. Can he repair it this time? Going into the pits now. And it doesn't seem to be going on. It doesn't seem to be going on. He might retire. Is the wing going to come back on? The wing goes back on, ladies and gentlemen. That might have ruined his race. And now he's going to be lapped for a second time by David Turnbull. that's happened in this race so far. We can't put our finger on it. Now we've got a close battle in the water here. Here's Martin Floyd going up against Martin O'Connor and Connor Sesto. Now that is really something to behold. Martin Floyd, Martin O'Connor, Connor Sesto. That is a huge link between those three, with the two words Martin and Connor. And the man between the bunch is Martin O'Connor. I'm Martin Floyd, and in front of Connor Sesto. And he's making an absolutely brilliant overtake at this moment in time. Yes, lovely. And Connor Sesto is the next man to try and pounce on him. With this joining him, mate, it's taking a... Oh dear! Oh, I'll do this. Let's see what happened here then. Yeah, couldn't control himself, and yeah, there he goes, he's off. And oh my god, that's he's just happened to go off again once just now. Let's see what happened here. Oh dear. It looks like his car is definitely broken. Now it's broken. This is back on track at the moment. Doesn't seem to be close, but this one is getting closer by the minute. And it is Vanessa losing in on Connor Sesto. Vanessa closing in on as much as he can. Doesn't seem to be getting closer. We're hoping it's getting closer. For the lapped car so far in this race. 11 minutes gone. do apologise for that. Minutes in, and there doesn't seem to be anything else happening at this moment in time. No real close battles at this moment in time, to be fair, in terms of battling for race position. Closest battle we can actually see is April Dillon trying to close on that man right there. Nicholas Roos, I believe. No, Tim McIver. So let's see how this battle will pan out. No more overtakes so far at the moment in terms of race position. Since we're only 15 minutes into the race, while we're waiting for any reaction to occur, we are going to be live Premier League football matches on Avid Sports 3 on Saturday. The fixtures will be determined later on. Return to Avid Sports 3 for scoreline from 2:30 on Saturday. Right now, only 16 minutes left in this race. 60 minutes gone in this race. David Turnbull still leading with 9-5, but Azerbaijan has really closed in. Let's actually have a look on that battle. Doesn't seem that David Turnbull seems to be losing a little bit of ground. Hard to explain, but Azerbaijan is really trying to close in on him. We're going to go on board with him now for the next couple of laps. Looks like Azerbaijan really trying to close in on David Turnbull. The weather is really brightening up here at Silverstone, but will this have any effect on the top 2 and 3 time? My guess would be no. But if it did, we could have a real race on our hands. Minutes in, and there seems to be no more challenge of the ruins. I think Azerbaijan might be pulling himself away from David Turnbull in terms of trying to close the gap. Minutes in, and looks like Mark Weston is out. Let's see what's happened there. We're trying to find out what happened to him. So here we go, he's going for the back of his Beckett, and yeah, he's just basically lost control of the car. Could easily have it repaired, but no. Let's have a look at it from a different angle. It's basically the back wing could be easily repaired, but no, it decides to call it quits. Back to the situation at hand. Azerbaijan trying to close in on the Scotsman David Turnbull, but it doesn't look like it to be at this moment in time. Okay, so here's our fixtures for the scoreline on Saturday. Since this is going to be the FA Cup 6th round, there are going to be less Premier League games this weekend. So there'll be 2 main Premier League games on Saturday: Bournemouth versus Swansea and Stoke versus Southampton. Both of them at 3 o'clock. We'll also be covering some Squire Championship matches. The one we'll be choosing will be to go into our last 3 main spots: are Cardiff versus Ipswich, Huddersfield versus Burnley, and Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield Wednesday. Actually, no, not that one. QPR versus Brentford, that will go in. And the main fixture for the Welsh Premier League that will go in will be Haverford West County versus Port Talbot. All those matches will be on Scoreline live on Saturday from 2:30 and Sports 3. Let's back to the matter in hand. 23 minutes into the race, Azerbaijan still trying to hang on to David Turnbull. Is Turnbull going to feel the pressure? I do not think so right now at this moment in time. I'm just having a look at that chat from Martin Floyd before the race started, saying Ron has much time for commercials at this time. As much as we want to have breaks, right now we cannot afford the breaks. So unless anybody wants to sponsor this program, then we are very much happy to. But right now, unfortunately, this is not going to happen. We're 24 minutes in, and it's still David Turnbull leading ahead of Artem Azerbaijani, who's just recently caught up on David Turnbull by closing on him by a few seconds. But Artem Azerbaijani still needs to put in the most important task, actually trying to pass the Scotsman. And right now, this is not going to happen at this moment in time, because David Turnbull is really trying to push as much as hard as he can from the Russian. But right now, we're going into that stage of the race where it could be time for the actual pit stops to begin, if needs be. We're going to go on board with David Turnbull going down the Hanger Straight. And he misses the pit lane entry. Doesn't surprise me, nor does Azerbaijan. There doesn't seem to be any more close battles. Oh, wait a minute, Nicholas Rouge and April Dillon is getting close to too close for comfort, and this is going to get real close now. We finally got ourselves a battle on our hands. Nicholas Rouge trying to find as much as he can to get past April Dillon. Let's go on board with the French driver, shall we? And oh, he's just lost it. He has just lost it. This man is lost. This man is lost. We had an exciting battle on our hands, only this to be ruined by a cruel twist of fate. Now back to the battle in hand. Artem Azerbaijani trying to close up on David Turnbull. But right now it doesn't seem to be happening as much as we wanted it to. By the way, the field of view on this camera angle is absolutely OP and very, very narrow. You can almost see the most widthy tracker here. And Colasesto's out. What's happened there? Let's see what's going to happen from him. And yeah, lost the back end in these cars. You could expect that. He's lost the back end and now he's out. And now down to 11 drivers left. Back to the matter in hand. David Turnbull still leading with an iron fist. He's now pulling away just a bit from Azerbaijan. and David Turnbull nearly had lost control there, but he's still hanging on. 30 minutes into the race now. We're 30 minutes in. While waiting for anything else to happen, let's turn it to our attention in the Champions League. PSG are currently leading ahead of Chelsea in Stamford Bridge 2-1, and as a result PSG will go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. As a result it is now 4-2 on aggregate to PSG. Right now, back to the matter in hand, and Martin Vloik is out. What's happened there? Is it another spin out and retire, or is it actually high on action here? Yeah, another spin out. Need to be careful with these cars. You really need to be careful in these cars. Dear, dear me. We're now down to 10. How long is it going to be until we get another retirement? So we're only 31 minutes in. So far in the Champions League, last 16, while we're waiting for more things to happen. Real Madrid get through, Wolfsburg get through, Benfica gets through, and at the time Paris Saint-Germain gets through. We're waiting for the result. We'll wait for the results from other round 16 participants next week. And that will be the round of 16 in the Champions League completed. Right now, back to the matter in hand. 32 minutes remaining. We're near the halfway point in the race. anything else happening here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Am I seeing this right? No, wait a minute. We just found out that David Jones was actually taking a pit stop, I believe. So I think Azerbaijan was also taking a pit stop at the same time. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Azerbaijan came out on top of Turnbull and they're only 10 seconds apart. I could be very much wrong, but I don't know. So as a result, Azerbaijan is now in the lead. Only halfway through the race left. There doesn't seem to be any more close battles at the moment, but we will do in about a few minutes, hopefully. And Azerbaijan has just thrown down the pecking order. We didn't really see it just now, but David Turnbull is back in the lead of the race. close competition. Wait a minute. There could be right now. Azerbaijan trying to close down on Matt Sento. Two minutes in. And Matt O'Connor is out now. Let's see what's happened here. Yeah, that's happened. Well, what exactly did happen to him earlier on? Is we're going to cops too fast. Oh dear. We're now down to 9 cars. And in comes Vanessa for possibly his pit stop. Out he goes. Spencer just casually getting lapped. David Turnbull. No more close battles at this moment in time, unfortunately, because many people have, of course, rushed out. Back with more news in a few seconds, hopefully. Oh, and off goes Silverstone. I was so surprised. Okay, we're only about 19 minutes into the race. Racecentre trying to close down on David Turnbull. This could be a frantic last 20 minutes if he can hold on to this. Right, couple of news to gather around in sport from around the world. Let's just say about this. Chelsea are now out of the Champions League. They have been beaten by PSG 2-1, making it 4-2 on aggregates to PSG, meaning that if Chelsea get knocked out in the FA Cup, which is the only cup competition they have, and try and reach the Champions League or basically any European competition, they will not be in any European competition if they get knocked out of the FA Cup as well. So Chelsea are really hanging on to the European competition by a thread if it needs to be. Back to the matter in hand. 18 minutes left in the race. 9 drivers in the race left. We only got about 3 drivers lapped down, and Matt Senzel trying to close down on David Turnbull. This could be a British winner here today, but who will it be? Matt Senzel or David Turnbull? Or will it be an extra surprise in Artem Azerbaijan? Well, he's not exactly British, but it is still a surprise right now at this moment in time. If both Matt and David crash out, one or two of them retire. We don't have no idea. But right now, 17 minutes to go, the place is absolutely packed. Yes, packed. Oh dear. But yeah, we are approaching the last 18 minutes of the race. David Turnbull trying to make sure to keep us lead as much as he can from Matt Senzel, who's actually been pulled away for a bit. A couple of times slower, but Artem Azerbaijan is now a couple of seconds slower than the top two, a couple more seconds slower. But Matt Senzel is not backing out of this one little bit at this moment in time. 15 minutes left on the clock. And looks like Matt Senzel seems to be backing out of the challenge a bit more. If Matt Senzel keeps slowing down, then David Turnbull will win a hat-trick of races this season so far. I know it sounds like we haven't done much in terms of commentary tonight, but that's what we're doing for this moment in time. We're trying to give you our all most of the time. only around 11 minutes left. And also Matt Sentinel is definitely backing out. So David Turnbull is only 10 minutes away from his hat-trick win. Yeah, it definitely looks like that Matt Sentinel is definitely backing out of the challenge. If he doesn't try and get back in the challenge very soon, it is very certain that David Turnbull will win this race. Matt Sentinel needs to put in at least 8 tenths faster a lap to try and catch up with Turnbull. And now Matt Sentinel really closing in on him. We didn't see him just trying to close that up a few seconds ago, but now he's really closed up onto David Turnbull. What happened to David Turnbull? Did he actually lose ground a bit? Let's have a look. Yeah, we just saw it just now. Yeah, he has definitely lost ground. He has definitely lost ground, and now Matt Sentinel really has a real chance now. Well, boy, Matt Sentinel, we're going into the last 7 laps of the race. This is Matt Sentinel's chance to break a potential hat-trick for David Turnbull. We're into the last 6 minutes of this race. But now David Turnbull seems to be putting away a bit more. Unless David Turnbull can get it wrong once again. Doesn't look like to be, but David Turnbull has got himself some traffic. He's got himself some traffic. We might help in Sentel's favour, but Sentel has got caught himself up in it as well. This could be a nail-biting last 5 minutes. And David Turnbull's gone wide. Sentel's going for the kill. Sentel's gone past. Sentel takes the lead. Sentel takes the lead of the race if he is able to hang on to it. Or does David Turnbull go back in for one last killer? The Scotsman is in no mood to have his hat-trick taken away from him. We're into the last 5 laps of the race. No, not 5 laps. 5 minutes of the race. Into the loop section. This race has really come alive now. As Musana seems to have got himself back into the mix as well. 5 seconds behind, I believe. Yep, but it looks like it's going to be the split race now for Azerbaijan. But right now we're closing onto the battle in hand. Sentel could easily make a mistake sometime soon. Oh, Sentel seems to have locked up, but Turnbull has gone a little bit wide himself. And Sentel's made a little bit of a mistake. He may lose some ground here. David Turnbull now seizing on the opportunity, going down into the Hanger Straight. David Turnbull going into the inside. Keith Van Barrichello-esque from 2000. David Turnbull going on the inside. Turnbull takes the lead of the last couple of minutes of the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Now Matt Sentel really itching to get back at Turnbull. Three tens only separate between them, and there's only 3 minutes of the race remaining. This could be Mansell versus Senna of Monaco 92, where Senna was in front of the rest of the race but has damaged tyres, compared to Mansell on fresh tyres, having had a puncture in that race. It could be very similar today, but though it will be a Williams in front, and in the McLaren's pace is a Leighton House Ilmore, or better known commonly as a March. 3 minutes left of the race. Matt Sentel really trying to give as much pressure to David Turnbull as possible, but that doesn't seem to be happening. David Turnbull seems to be pulling real way. Unless David Turnbull makes a mistake now, he will take the win of the race. This could be nail-biting. 2 minutes left of the race now. We're effectively into the last couple of laps. Sentel is not willing to let go of this fight. If Matt Sentel takes over David Turnbull, then he is essentially helping Artem Azerbaijan, who is literally just behind him. Well, not literally just behind him by in terms of gaps, but he is behind him. he will close up on David Turnbull in terms of points. But David Turnbull needs to make sure that doesn't happen. We're into the last minute of the race, so effectively this could be the last lap. It could be the last minute. Well, basically the minutes could be up by the time they try to go into the start finish line. This is real nail biting, and looks like David Turnbull made a little bit of a mistake there, but it doesn't look like Matt Sentel could capitalise on it. Could he? Going down into Stowe, Matt Sentel really trying to close in on the Scotsman. He is really, really close. Go into the Vale and Club Complex. Time's up. David Turnbull has won the British Grand Prix. David Turnbull has won the British Grand Prix. The time just went up just when they go into the last couple of corners, and David Turnbull has his hat-trick of wins. He maintains a strong lead in the championship ahead of Artem Azerbaijan, who comes across the line in third. Tim McIver in fourth. Nicholas Root in fifth. April Dillon coming home in sixth. We're waiting for Nicholas Root to come across the line now. There's April Dillon in the background. Could we still have a close finish? No, it's not going to be a close finish, let's face it. But it's going to be a good finish. It's going to be a good race anyway. We also have a couple of drivers coming in from having had a lap's gone from them. Stan Stevenson, 4 laps down, comes across the line in 9th. Vanessa comes home in 7th place, 1 lap down. Here comes Nicholas Root, the next one of the current lap classifiers, with April Dillon coming home in 6th. Just by Peter Decker, 2 laps behind, coming home in 8th. Retirements are of course Martin O'Connor, Martin Floyd, Connor Sesto, that's Mark Breslin, and of course Sean Greenlaw. Okay, that's basically very much it. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Ron Squire. This has been Avid Sports 1. David Turnbull on a hat-trick of wins. Can he continue it on? We'll find out in the next race, which will be, if we can just try and get it up. But right now, we need some feedback saying, was that a good race in terms of the ending there? Well, I think, just in those last 10 minutes or so, that was a good race. That was a good duel between Turnbull and Sentel. Plenty of mistakes, but Turnbull managed to get through just round on the end. So yeah, that is basically very much it. We're trying to say which race is going to be the next one. Okay, so the next race in PrestoGP Season 16 in a couple of weeks will be in Oz. We're going down under Australia on March the 23rd. Broadcast, of course, will start as usual at 7:45 in the evening. This has been Ron Squire. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in Oz. Until then, good night. Enjoy Avid Sports Live on all devices, on the go. Full broadcasts are available on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe today for future content.